Reggie, Reggie.
TRAXXfm is on TikTok. Go watch our latest videos. Just search TRAXXfm.
See bees at work and bring back fresh durians from Desaru Fruit Farm in Bukit Tinggi, Johor, 92.9 TRAXXfm.
Experience the excitement right here on TRAXXfm.
10:35 a.m. on the clock right now. This is Trax Momentum. Good morning to you. And yes, if you've been following us on social media at TRAXXfm Official, you would have already seen that we are having a special interview right now on advancing Agricommodity. And we're on Facebook Live right now as well at TRAXXfm Official. Head on over so you can say hi to our guest today. Yes, we have a special guest in the studio with us right now who just came from TV. Okay, Yang Berusaha Tuan Zaidi bin Karli, the Deputy Secretary General of Plantation and Commodities of the Ministry of Plantation Industries and Commodities. There we go. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Great.
All right. First of all, we would really like to say thank you for sparing your time because I literally just saw you on TV and then now you're here. So thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
All right. So today we're here to talk about advancing agri-commodity in sustainable ecosystem, right? So in layman term, you know, what is agri-commodity and the policy which outlines the industry in Malaysia. So you can briefly describe what is agri-commodity and sustainable ecosystem and what exactly is this and the policy in our country.
Okay, thank you. Agri-commodity refers to agriculture-based commodity, which is under the purview of Ministry of Plantation, Industry and Commodities. And if we are talking about the policy, yes, of course we have, I would say, our policy, which we call the National Agri-Commodity Policy 2021 to 2023, or in short, normally we call it as DAKN 2030. Yeah? And agri-commodity is basically refers to a few sectors in it. We have palm oil,
right?
We have rubber, we have timber, we have cocoa, we have pepper, and we have plant-based fiber, which is, for instance, kanaf, one of it. And of course, we have two more, which is quite also important, which is biomass and also biofuel.
Right.
So
okay.
that. Basically, what in terms of the sectors under the agri-commodities.
All right. Okay. So, looking at this, right, taking into consideration four major developments. Yeah. Can you explain a little bit more about that? From the what you just mentioned, DAKN 2030, right? So there are four major developments. So, can you explain more on that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, definitely we want to have, I would say, the direction, the way forward. What we want to be. I mean, what we want to have our agri-commodity in the next 10 years until 2030. Of course, we have a lot of programs in it.
Yes.
And that could be the, I would say, the national agenda for the agri-commodity sector in Malaysia. And I think we have quite a number of flagship program, which is under the DAKN. We have 11 flagship actually, and then what else? I think that's all for the time being. I mean,
right.
I mean, yeah.
So, as smallholders in the agri-commodity sector are the backbone of commodities, right? So, how the National Agri-Commodity Policy 2021 to 2030, DAKN 2030, will impact them as smallholders?
If we are talking about the smallholders, the number of smallholders in Malaysia, basically, which in this agri-commodity sector is around 1 million.
Oh.
So and if we break it down a bit further, I think 460 is basically from palm oil.
Right.
And 450 for rubber. And then the rest is actually, quite small number of them. So meaning that the contribution made by this smallholder is very, I would say, very important.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
And we also mentioned that it will help to increase the smallholders' income and productivity, right?
Yes.
So there are quite a few number of ways implementing new management models or strengthen existing scheme. Yeah. Yeah, can you explain a little bit more about that, sir?
Okay, under the National Agricommodity Policy, we want our smallholders to be what they call it, to be enhanced in terms of what we want them to be in the next 10 years. So one of it you just mentioned just now is actually to come up with a new model, with a new how do we develop these smallholders?
Yes.
Yeah. For instance, maybe we want to introduce the cooperative kind of thing method or what they call it, the technique and so on, or model. Sorry.
Yeah.
Or maybe we have to have contract farming, for instance. I think that are the things that we want to come out a new model, as you mentioned just now, to suit each sector.
Yeah, of course.
Because for palm oil is a bit different compared to cocoa.
I mean, everything's a bit different, right? There we go.
Yes.
And also, you mentioned a little bit about expanding the service delivery methods to increase the use of technology, right, and expand the delivery of extension services.
True.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah, true. So that is why we introduce a lot of what we call it as a digital platform, for instance, for rubber.
Right.
We want them to use the technology, right? So that is why we introduce what we call it, for instance, rim niaga. So we want them, because we introduce some kind of like safety in terms of what we call it as a social safety net program. We want them to use the digital platform so that they don't have to submit, through manual. They have to fill up all the forms, kind of thing. So we want to abolish
digital.
that. Go digital, everything. So now we are implementing it.
Right.
So that is one of the program under the DACAN 2030.
Right. That's very good initiative. And this one, with here to talk about more about the thing that will be coming up. The Ministry of Plantation, Industries and Commodities will be hosting the inaugural Malaysia International Agricommodity Expo and Summit 2022 from 26th until the 28th of July, which is next week at MyTech Kuala Lumpur. So what can we expect from this event? And also, can you explain a little bit more about this upcoming event?
Okay, thank you, Els. Well, my ACES, basically we want to promote Malaysia as international hub for agri-commodity activities. And then that's number one, of course, yeah. Number two, we want to provide a global market for a greater level transaction. So this is again on to, B2B kind of thing. And of course, we want to showcase all the innovations, the technology, the latest technology, or in fact, be it locally or internationally, we want them to I would say it's a show-off kind of thing.
Yeah, of course, yes.
And of course, the last one, basically to offer, what they call it, My ACES, as a platform for local exhibitors and offer and the visitors to explore, basically in terms of business potential and what they could have. The latest information.
All right. Yeah. So who is like the best candidates to go? Like farmers? Everyone, to the public, or who would you recommend to go? Yeah,
it's open for public. It is free anyway. Right. But most of the participant is basically the exhibitor, of course. Yeah. The what do you call it? The conference participants and the importers, the investors. Yeah. And manufacture as well, because they want to promote their, what they are capable of, and the farmers, the smallholders.
So this is basically like a networking event.
Oh,
right?
yes.
There we go. So it's My ACES. You can go online and search for it right now. It's going to be happening 26th until 28th of July. Anyway, right now though, we are on Facebook Live at TRAXXfm Official. We're going to be taking a short break. Coming back, we'll talk more about the event and what's going to be happening.
TRAXXfm on the radio. and on the net. Playing your favorite music 24/7. This is TRAXXfm.
Be inspired, informed, and up to date. Tune in to Trax Momentum interview feature of the day at 11:15 a.m. Join us as we speak to our panel of guests on various topics. Health on Trax on Monday. Tuesday, Spectrum. Wednesday, What Matters? Face to face with our guests on Thursdays. And on Friday, tune in to W Talk. Trax Momentum, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. only on TRAXXfm.
Feel good radio station.
Make me feel good. Anywhere, anytime. TRAXXfm.
10:47 a.m. on the clock right now. We're on Facebook Live at TRAXXfm Official. We're talking to Tuan Zaidi bin Karli, the Deputy Secretary General of Plantation and Commodities, Ministry of Plantation Industries and Commodities. And we're talking about the upcoming event called MyAces, also known as the Malaysia International Agricommodity Expo and Summit 2022. So how will local and international industry players gain benefit from the event, sir?
Well, okay, thank you for that question. Of course, everyone who wants to join or participate in the event, they will look, forward what is basically, what is it for them, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So I think I can clearly mention that, of course, in terms of networking,
right,
that would be one of the great outcome that they can get from this MyAces. And then we are talking about market access and promotions. Promotion means for their product, of course, yeah.
Okay.
And of course, at the end of the day, we want to increase the export, especially for the Malaysia to export overseas our agri-commodity product and so on.
Yes.
Branding. There's another. I would say when company want to join, to join the booth. For instance, I was told that at this stage, at this moment, we have about 257 booths already.
Oh wow!
Already being occupied, or already being signed. And then, of course, if we are talking about universities, right, or public research institute, definitely they will have some kind like smart partnership. They want to work between them, right?
Like collaborations.
All
right. Okay.
Whether be it in their research or whatever. The technology and so on. And market share is another point that we want to, one of the outcome that the company, when they want to expand their market, definitely market share is one of the main objectives.
Meaning like get other people to invest.
Oh yes, of course.
All right, okay.
And of course, the best, or what they call it, output, I would say, is not really an outcome. Output is basically on the information that they will get through the conferences, to what they call it, the summit. And they will definitely get the latest information on whatever.
Of course. So let's say I want to be, an aspiring farmer. So I would definitely gain a lot from this, right? Because I would definitely know how to network and know everyone there, right? This is what the expo is about, right?
Oh yes.
Initially, essentially. True. So, all right. So the theme of the event, Advancing Agricommodity in Sustainable Ecosystem, focuses on the efforts undertaken by Malaysia towards advancing in the agri-commodity sector in Malaysia and also globally, because you mentioned export and stuff. So obviously it's globally. So in what way ministry involvement in creating sustainable ecosystem to smallholder?
Yes. For smallholders, because we have a very specific, what they call it, breakout session for smallholders, they will be exposed to the of course, we are talking about technology that is what they call it, given. But the most important thing is how do they uplift their involvement in this agri-commodity sector. So one of it is basically through certification for palm oil, for example. We want to introduce them with the Malaysian Sustainable, palm oil, MSPO, and then for the rest, there's a lot of certification going on. Because if we look at the international agenda, it's all about the sustainability.
Yes.
So we need to educate our farmers or smallholders to also be with us, because otherwise they cannot, they cannot sell their product.
Exactly.
I mean, if they cannot sell, then what's the point? So that is how
no income. Yeah.
So awareness is basically the what they call it, the keyword. So
this whole event, My ACES, is more focused on awareness for smallholders and also kind of exposure, because you mentioned latest information, the best information. So it's also exposure towards latest information. Yeah. All right. So My ACES will be happening, like we mentioned just now, 26th until the 28th of July at MyTech Kuala Lumpur. So before we let you go, sir, do you have anything to add with regards to circular economy?
Oh, circular economy, yeah. It is another subject which is quite interesting, and because a lot of people, into it. I mean, because they are talking about, zero waste, zero burning, zero technology, and so on. So we have a special chapter under DAKN 2030, which I mentioned just now, especially for circular economy. And also we have a special breakout session for biomass, biofuel in the MyAce, which is going to be held 26th to 28th.
Wow. So they'll get information on zero waste and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay, amazing. All right, thank you so much for being here today with us. I mean, you just rushed from TV, so thank you for sharing your insights. Once again, the MyACES will be happening 26th until 28th of July at MyTech Kuala Lumpur. You can head on over to their website as well, and they'll tell you all about it there. So thank you. We've been speaking to Yang Berusaha Tuan Zaidi bin Karli, the Deputy Secretary General of Plantation and Commodities, Ministry of Plantation, Industries and Commodities. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right.
On air, online, TRAXXfm.